What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? You already know what time it is, baby. We got a very, very, very special guest today. Chance Banks at B's Corner Market. We actually in B's Corner Market right now. What's happening?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to have you on the podcast today. I think that I don't think it was a coincidence that we came across each other at the time that we did to talk about what we talked about. And after just kind of hearing, you know, some of the things that you talked about, I was like, man, we gotta get you on the show, man. I think a lot of people could benefit from what you're talking about. So definitely welcome, bro. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Chance.
Shit, man, I'm originally from Tyler, Texas. I was born here around about 18 or 19. I moved to the West Coast. Was out there about 6-7 years, and you know, I adapted a lot of hustle out there, a lot of, you know what I'm saying, a lot of different things, you know what I mean, and I brought that back with me. So you know, it's just like a lot of us out here. I grew up in the struggle, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I seen my people struggling. I wanted to figure out a way to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're from the West Coast. What part?
Los Angeles, California.
Okay, you from LA.
Well, I was born here, born in Tyler, but you know what I'm saying, I moved out there when I was 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you hit about 18, 19, you moved to LA. Yeah. And how long were you out there?
About 6-7 years. 6-7
years.
About 6-7 years.
So typically, like, 18 to 24 is a prominent age range for anyone. Kind of describe to me, like, what was it like growing up from 18 to 24 in LA?
It was kind of crazy, man. It was kind of crazy. We've seen a lot of violence, man, and fortunately, though, I fell in with a group of guys that was they had a violent side, but they also had that hustle side, and they introduced me to a lot of hustle, man. So we was back and forth a lot, you know, out of town and whatnot, doing a lot of things. And they showed me a lot at a young age, so it kind of developed that hustle mentality in me. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Tyler, I already had it, though. You know, the hustle mentality, but it was just on a wider scale when I seen it at, you know what I'm saying, at that magnitude.
Yeah.
So you know, it just.
Do you think that it had anything to do with, as far as the magnitude, do you think it had anything to do with, like, the city versus, like, coming from a smaller city?
Oh, definitely. Because being surrounded by those cats out there, man, you would think they everyday cats till you get to their cribs, and you know what I'm saying, they pop the garage and you see $100,000 worth of cars in there. Then you know,
yeah,
they got Dickies and Chuck Taylors on. So
yeah,
you know, it's a whole different mentality out there. You know, they chasing that bag. You know what I mean?
Already.
You know what I mean? They really getting to it.
That's what's up. So that's where you really kind of put A and B together, as far as like really getting out and hustling and getting it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming you brought that back to Tyler.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know
okay.
Not to take nothing away from Tyler, though. You know, Tyler got them hustlers too, though. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
You know, I took some hustle out there with me, but I just, you know what I'm saying, it just elevated. You know, once I got out there with those guys, man. You seeing guys your age with big Rolexes on, rubies and diamonds all in their Rolexes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They 2-3 years older than me, and I'm like, man, this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is very doable. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you know, it just instilled something in me. You know.
Absolutely.
I wanted to bring back with me.
Already.
Mm-hmm.
So when you came back to Tyler, did you instantly mentally like start going to work with what it was you wanted to accomplish?
Well, actually, when I came back to Tyler, it was a little too slow for me. So I had to, you know, being out there and said, you know, it's a lot faster out there. So when I came back here, I wasn't really able to just fit right back in. So I had to go to Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I was in Dallas for a few years, and you know what I'm saying, I stacked up a little bread, and then I was able to come back here and, you know, kind of invest my bread a little bit. I stayed here for a few years, and, you know, I did a few things, and I went back to Dallas.
Yeah.
Stacked up a little more bread, and, you know what I'm saying, I'm back now. I'm back to state, you know what I mean? I'm back to state.
I'm back home, but I ain't leaving.
You know what I'm saying? I'm back to state now.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what's up. That's what's up. So a lot of people don't know, right? They don't know that you are an entrepreneur, that you are an investor, that you, and not only that, but where you invest. Like, I'm blown away, bro, like, by what it is that you do. Like, I want you to kind of give people a clear understanding of exactly what it is that you do when you say investing and entrepreneurship.
Well, man, my feeling is if I can't invest in my own hood, then I'm really being I'm useless. You know what I'm saying? If I can't do it where I grew up at, if I can't better where I came from, then what am I doing it for? So my main focus is to try to build up the areas that that other builders, other investors not building in. But these are nice areas, and we, as our community, we gotta take that first step to build our own communities instead of moving out to other communities that are already developed. You know what I mean? So my main focus is just building up where I came from. You know what I mean, and just put my money back where I'm at right now.
Absolutely. You said two profound things. You said investing in where you're from, and then it was something else that you said. You said investing in where you're from, and then you talked about building up the value of it. You know what I'm saying? Before I get into that, let me ask you this question. Why do you think certain investors shy away from this area? And to be specific, this area that we're in right now is in North Tyler off Gentry Parkway. He has a store right here, B's Corner Market, right here on Gentry Parkway in North Tyler. So that's the first thing about investing in where he's at, right? And adding value to it. But why do they not want to invest in this area?
Because it's so much easier to go out to somewhere that's already developed, somewhere that's already rolling, and just go jump right in. But to build from the ground up, it takes a little bit more work, but it's a whole lot more rewarding.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because we can easily, I've watched my people sell out and move to other areas. Other people move in, that same area you moved out of, build that area up, then that value is 10 times what you sold it for. You know what I mean? And when you could have done that, my people that are moving out, they could have done that. Don't allow somebody else to gentrify your neighborhood. Do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Do it yourself. You know what I mean? And that's just what I promote, man. I ain't saying I'm gonna change the world or anything, but I want to make it cool to live in the hood again. You know what I mean? But the hood not meaning bad though. You know what I mean? The hood. Right. The hood is what we make it. You know
it's
what
our
I mean?
culture. It's our people. It's where we from. You know what I'm saying? I think that's important, man. A lot of people don't know this, but as far as like my home, so I'm big on that, right? You talked about like moving to the hood, right? And hood meaning like our people, where we are, our culture, right? I actually bought my first house ever in North Tyler, and I want to say were you the general contractor, the builder? Like what exactly was
your
role?
GC builder.
GC/builder, general contractor/builder. I was able to do something that I'm very, very a strong advocate of, which is moving back to the hood.
Ownership
on top of that, right? And moving back to the hood, because at the same time we want to make sure that we have positive role models, you know what I'm saying, in the hood, because if we're not there, other kids that's growing up not gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna see somebody getting out there and trying to get it, doing something different that may not even be popular, and a person may not have the information on, right? So thank you for allowing me that opportunity to move into something. You know what I'm saying? And it really made me think about how you talked about building up the value. Could you explain to people who live in the hood exactly what it means to build up the value of that community?
Well, for me, being able to show my kids, the one coming after me, that you can build something from nothing and actually have a lot of respect shown to you in the hood for doing that. I mean, that's a legacy to me. That's what I want to leave behind. People ride by the neighborhood and say, "Oh, Banks built that." But you know what I'm saying? And not for the recognition, just for the legacy. Right. You know what I mean? Because so many times we get caught up in the stuff that don't matter. Life is too short to be worried about what don't matter. Because if you wake up one day and it's over, you know what I mean? And you ain't done nothing, you have no legacy. Right. So it's important for me not to get caught up in the back and forth and all that. You know what I mean? I'm trying to go up. You know what I mean? I'm trying to and I'm trying to bring people with me. Yeah. See, our culture got that mentality that everybody can't go with. You know what I'm saying? If your mentality is that, then your mentality is that. But we got to get away from that. We gotta bring people with us. I mean, because other races do it. Right. Like with my organization, it's a lot of people. I get a lot of negative feedback about it, far as not because of the idea, but because of unifying black people, unifying the minority. That's where I get the most negative feedback, is because I'm trying to unify a minority that people feel like can't be unified.
Yeah.
But the people that say we can't be unified are our own people, though. So, you know, and it's some truth to what they say, but you got to find the right people. You know what I mean? If you got like-minded people doing it, working for a like-minded goal, then you can definitely accomplish it. You can definitely accomplish it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I try to stay positive, man, and keep everything positive. You know.
I think that's important when you talk about finding like-minded people, because so many times we will discredit our own, but at the same time, like, that's within every race. Like, you're gonna have some people who are down and some people who are not. It's just people in general. You know what I'm saying? So definitely finding like-minded people. You talked about getting people a part of an organization, and that's one of the things that you talked to me about that really blew me away. I want you to share about the organization, the name of it, and its mission.
Yeah, it's National Hustlers Association, and some people get the wrong idea just from the name. But that's purpose. That's my purpose. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to be a hustler, but everybody's ashamed to claim it. You know what I mean? And I mean, and hustler's been given a bad name for years. You know what I mean? But my organization is geared to build investors and people that wouldn't normally invest, people that wouldn't normally save, giving them the opportunity to be a part of something that they can save and invest in. And I mean, and it's ground level. It's not. I'm not going saying, hey, you need $10,000 to get in this investment group.
Right.
I could do that. You know what I mean? I could take 10 of my partners and say, hey, let's go do this, and that.
Right.
But it wouldn't have the same impact. It wouldn't have the same effect as getting someone that doesn't have $10,000 to invest. That doesn't have $2,000. You know what I'm saying? It's ground level investing, and it's formatted so that people that really want to invest but don't know how can be a part of a team that does know how to invest, that does know how to flip money, that can get you dividend checks, that can have you stocks that's rising.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what you're telling me is that the organization is a group that is a collective of people who can invest. And is this for one particular industry? Is it for various different things? Or like, what exactly is it towards?
Okay, so for instance, this store that we're in right now, had this been an entity of the association, what would happen was all the dividend checks that comes from the profits that come from the store will be paid out in a dividend check to the members of the group. So what it is a collective of 100 people.
Okay.
100 people. And the initial investment is $2,000 per person. Okay. Which collectively, that's a $200,000 cash flow right there. Okay. $200,000. And that $2,000 would in turn give you 2,000 shares of stock.
Okay.
Again. And once we invest that money, say we had the 200,000, we invest 80,000 to in a venture. And when I say venture, I mean anything. Like, say we have a trucking company. We could have roadside assistance for 18-wheelers. You know, I got a partner that's in the group that he actually does that, roadside assistance. Okay. And the company he's working for, he's telling me 2 trucks bringing them in $250,000 a year. Wow. So that's definitely something we're gonna look into as a venture. You know what I mean? Yeah. As under the umbrella of the NHA. Yeah. And so those companies would in turn pay a dividend check and increase the value of the company, because every time we pay a dividend check, 80% of that goes back into the company, 20% goes out in the dividend check. Okay. So the company actually grows, so your stocks grow. So I mean, and it's wow. It's formatted so that, like I say, people that wouldn't normally invest can invest. And it's a small investment. Like, typically to start a business, you're looking at $10,000 plus, and I mean, you've created it to where you can go in with a small investment of $2,000 and then be able to get a return on your investment. Now, you talked about dividend checks. Give me an example of like what a dividend check would look like. For instance, this store here we're in right now, say it was an NHA NHA business. Everything that's made in this store at the end of the quarter, 80% of it will be invested back into the store. 20% goes out in a dividend check. A dividend check is the actual payment off of profits that you make.
Okay.
So I mean, even with, say you invested $2,000. Say you got $100 a month. Just I mean, that's low end. Say, I mean, we get that off one, you know what I'm saying, one deal. You know,
Right.
It's 100 people, so it's 1%. Your dividend check will be 1%. But say you get $100 check for 20 months. You got your initial investment back. You got your $2,000 back. So everything after that, you still got your stocks. You still got your 2,000 shares of stocks. Not knowing what price they're going to be at right now, because the more deals we do, the higher the stocks go up.
Gotcha.
So you have your 2,000 shares of stock, and you have dividend checks. So once the dividends are paid out, and you get $100 for 20 months, that's your initial investment all paid back. The rest is just profit. The rest is profit.
And if I understand correctly, so after you've gotten your initial investment back, like for example the 20 months, after that, as long as that store or that particular entity is in business, you will continue to receive a check. So every year after that, $1,200 a year is your profit that you've seen off of an investment that you might have made years ago.
Exactly.
That's crazy, and that's right here. And Tyler,
and anybody can tell you, I'm not waiting on the deals. I'm going to get them.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to get them. I mean, we're working on something right now. It's Northside Business Park.
Okay.
It's a 5 acres over here in North Tyler.
Okay.
That we're working on right now. And I mean, it's just, but unfortunately, I wasn't able to do this one with the NHA. I'm doing it solely by myself. So you know, I would have loved to come in with the NHA and done it. You know what I mean? And just but we just wasn't ready for this one at the time. So you know, hopefully the next deal we do will be
with the NHA.
NHA.
Okay.
Yeah, we working on it though.
That's cool. That's
we working, but we ain't waiting. You know what I mean? So,
I feel you. You can't wait, because if you wait, you'll never get anything done. Right.
And at the same time, I want to show people that may be on the fence about it, that hey, you know, this real. It ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no joke. Right. I got a couple of projects right now that one almost complete. I mean, it's $250,000 project. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep this one. I'm not gonna sell this one. I'm gonna hold on to this one because, believe it or not, man, Tyler. Some people think Tyler's small, but man, Tyler's doing a lot of building.
It is,
man, a lot of building, man. We ranked high, ranked high in the USA of areas that's doing building. Like you know, Dallas is number one.
Yeah.
In building right now. Yeah. More houses been built in Dallas in the last year than any other city in the United States.
It's crazy because a lot of people are migrating here because, you know, certain things like state laws are changing. So a lot of people from California are migrating to Texas as well. You know what I'm saying? So
except that main law. We got to get that main law changed. But, you know, we working on that one.
Already.
Working on that one, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be the forefront runners on that one, too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what NHA, we going to be all in that, too. So, yeah, we just trying to, you know, provide opportunities for people, you know, and at the same time getting people to believe in themselves, because a lot of times we get asked, do we believe in a lot of things, but how many times in your life have you been asked, do you believe in yourself though?
Fact.
And if you don't believe in yourself, you're not being yourself, your best for yourself, your best self. So you know, how can you be your best self for your kids if you're not your best self for yourself? You know what I mean? You got to take care of yourself first. You know,
absolutely.
That's why I ask people all the time, do you believe in yourself?
Right.
I mean, you got to believe in God too. You know, you got to believe in God, but sometimes you just got to ask people, do they believe in themselves, man? And you'll be surprised how many people don't.
What do you think stops people's self-confidence? Because I think believing in yourself is some type of form of self-confidence. What do you think stops people from doing that?
Being surrounded by so much negativity. You know, I mean, growing up, man, black. I mean, and I don't try to make everything race related or anything like that. But growing up black, I mean, it's just you born in a struggle. No matter, I mean, even if you black and well off, you still black. You know what I mean? So just growing up like that, man, and so many people telling you what you can't do, what you know what I'm saying, and just it does something to your morale, and it just breaks you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of it comes from not raising your kids up from some adolescents to men, you know, and women, and instilling in them that they can be anything. You know what I mean? I tell my daughter every day, you know, you can be whatever you want to be. Don't let nobody tell you, and daddy gonna make sure you have the best opportunity to be whatever you want to be. Yeah. So we definitely have to take care of our kids, man, and make sure at a young age they know that anything is possible. Yeah. You know, absolutely. So that's just.
That's big. That's big. That's facts, bro. Like you said, man, self-confidence is key, and a lot of times we've been beat up to where our self-confidence is just done ran in the closet and they don't want to come out. Mm-hmm. And as a result, we find ourselves believing in other things, other people, other situations more than we believe in ourselves, and it handicaps us for the remainder of our life until we change our mindset.
Yeah, you gotta. People don't really think that things like the energy you put out. You know what I mean? I'm not big on religion too much, but it's positive. So I feel like if it's positive, it makes you a better person. Do that. You know what I mean? I'm real big on the energy you put out. The energy you reciprocate is what you receive back.
Yes, Lord.
And people don't understand the power they have just by in manifestation. Mm-hmm. Man, you could talk about something today that you want to do, and if you keep talking about it, things are gonna be put in place so that can be attainable. Right. You know what I mean? Just because you put it out there and this is what you want, and right. you directing that energy toward making that happen. You know right. what I mean? So I mean, I'm big on that, man. And a lot of times, man, I'm up at night, I can't sleep, man, because I'm thinking about that next deal. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about, man, I can't wait till I wake up tomorrow so I can go do this. Yeah. I can go make this happen. You know what I mean? Yeah. And starting out, a lot of times I would have that anxiety, ready to make a deal happen, and it will fall through. Yeah. It may not happen or something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When stuff started happening, like at that point, I was like, my energy had kind of shifted a little bit, but then stuff started happening. Like the stuff that I wanted to happen started happening. You know what I mean? And it kind of showed me that you can't give up. You gotta keep. You gotta keep because it might not be your time. Right. You know what I mean? It might not be everything. Yeah. You know what I mean? You got to be, and you just got to be ready when it's your time. You know what I mean?
I think about manifestation and the power of it and how it actually goes down. In order to manifest something, it first starts with a thought in your mind, and so as you think is what you'll do. So whatever's going on in your mind is going to manifest in your reality. Those are the moves that you're going to make. Those are the places that you're going to be. Those are the situations that you're going to be associated with because you're manifesting what's in your mind. And that's the power of manifestation. So if you want to manifest a different reality, you must first change your mindset and how you think. Going back to that self-confidence that you talked about.
Surround yourself with those things. Those people that are having, you know, that are working toward those goals. You surround yourself with those people, man. You start to get that knowledge, and you start to get that just that push, man. That just, you know, gonna make you do what you have to do.
Absolutely. That's powerful, man. I think that that's a great idea with the NHA. I think that if more people know about it, more people will be able to take advantage of it as well.
Well, you know, we in an era, man, where it's social clubs, car clubs, ride, you know, all those clubs. And from my understanding, I'm not a part of any of those clubs. You know what I mean? I have cars and stuff myself, but I'm not a part of any of those clubs. But from what I understand, you pay dues to be in these clubs. Yeah. Now we have social clubs, riding clubs, all those clubs. Where are the investment clubs at?
Right. That's dope.
Where the investment clubs at? Some that actually will give you a return.
Right.
Dividend checks. Dividend checks.
Quarterly.
Yep. But I get so much pushback, man, saying 100 people is too many. You know, you should start with 10 people. But me starting an investment group with 10 people, I really don't benefit from that. I mean, financially, they can't give me more money than the bank can give me. Right. I got perfect credit, so I can go to the bank if it's the money I need. Right. I need the support. I need the support of 100 people. Right. I need 100 people to come tell five more people, and that's 500 to come support the store because they getting a dividend check off the store. Right. So you know what I'm saying? It's things like that just
shop at the places you own and that you have a piece of ownership in.
Yep. Within that group, we're gonna have somebody in that group that's worked at a store before. So they can double dip. They getting paid for working at the store and they get a dividend check. Right. You know what I mean? It's just so many different angles, man, to get money in. And growing up, you know, we just when we're born, and say we get to hustling age, we hustle what we have to hustle.
Yeah.
But once you get to an age where you can choose what you want to hustle, if you keep choosing to hustle the same shit we hustled as kids, that's your fault.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so many, man. It's a trillion things in this world to sell.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell something that's gonna, you know what I'm saying? It's too many other things out here to sell. It's a process to sell them, but you know what I'm saying? We have to take that necessary process to get the reward. You know?
Absolutely.
So, you know, I'm selling houses, I'm selling burgers, I'm selling fish, I'm selling everything, man. Shit, I sell cars, I'm selling everything, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sell my two old schools. I ain't gonna sell them. You know
I don't sell the old school, man. I sell the old school.
I ain't gonna sell them, but everything.
Schools, you know what I'm saying? How important is having, when you say credit, first question, are you talking about personal or business credit?
Both.
Both, okay. How important is it to have good personal credit and business credit to get funding from the bank for investing?
Credit is so important, they don't teach us about it in high school. Let me say that again.
Okay.
Credit is so important, they don't teach us about it in high school, but it's one of the single most important factors in your life if you want to build wealth.
Okay.
Credit. But they don't teach us that in high school. And
why not?
Honestly, my opinion is, if they'd have taught me about credit in high school, I probably would have never got my college degree because I wouldn't have got a student loan.
Oh,
If they told me about credit, because man, that's if I knew
who
about
goes to college to learn how to build credit? No one. So if you learn to build credit, you can make money. So why go to college?
Exactly. And man, if you knew college loans would mess up your credit and credit was so important, a lot of people wouldn't go to college. I don't think. But you know, that's my thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I could be wrong.
To each his own situation. If it works for him, it works for him.
I overthink things a little too much. I always try to find a motive behind shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't try to push that on nobody else. I just, you know, if that's how I feel, that's how I feel.
Right.
But to answer your question though, credit, when you going to try to secure a loan, like say a business loan or a building loan or a construction loan or something like that, credit is important, and you don't have to have excellent credit, but what they do want to see is bank statements and tax returns.
Okay.
So if you got tax returns and bank statements and okay credit, you know what I mean, you can secure loans from certain banks, you know, to do construction and things like that. But where it affects you at is your interest rates. You can secure the loan, but what you gonna pay for that money? You know what I mean?
And that's where the credit score determines the interest rate.
The interest rate.
Okay.
Now you have a 620 and secure the loan.
Okay.
If you got the W-2s.
Gotcha.
But that interest rate is where, you know what I mean, and that's another thing we ain't taught about in high school.
Right.
Interest rates.
Yeah.
You go buy a car, you ain't even asked when you was young. You ain't asked what you don't even know what the fuck no interest rate is.
You just want the car.
You just want the car.
Yeah.
Then you find out you're paying 21% interest on the car. You know what I mean?
Lord,
you done paid twice what the car worth. You know what I mean? What the car.
While somebody else paying half the cost.
Exactly. 0% interest.
Yeah.
Man, ever since I learned about 0% interest.
Yeah.
Man, I don't want to know other way.
That's crazy.
No, I don't want to know other way.
One of the things that I heard was kind of piggybacking off of when you talked about the W-2s and the bank statements. I tell especially artists, I interview a lot of artists, and I always ask them, like, have you established a business as a business entity, your rap thing? Mm-hmm. And they, a lot of them have. And one of the things that I heard was the W-2s and the bank statements are important, but I also heard that it's also important not to write off everything because you want them to see that you're making some money versus making no money at all from the write-offs, all of the write-offs.
That's very important as well, because you want people, as a self-employed individual, if you want to secure a loan from the bank, or say you want to do any type of business, you have to show income. You have to pay in at the end of the year. You got to pay something. You have to pay something in at the end of the year, because if you don't, they have no proof that you made money to follow the previous year. So if you don't make no money, nobody's gonna want to give you any money. You know what I mean? So you have to show income.
Gotcha.
And you don't have to show them all of it, but you got to. You know what I'm saying? You got to show them. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay whatever you want to secure for the next year. You got to be, on board with that. So,
Right. I want to ask you a question about a lot of people, because there was this one time I was on Facebook, and a young lady mentioned that her and her husband were not really getting a lot of money back from filing their taxes. I instantly figured the reason being is because they filed joint, which is you get a lot of good benefits for that. But as a result, too, it combined their incomes. They didn't make a lot. So I was telling them about starting a business and how that would open up a door for all the write-offs that they could get to help lower their taxable income. And the first thing that was mentioned to me was, ain't nobody doing no crooked stuff. And I'm like, crooked? Like, what are you talking about? Like, these are things that you are able to do. It's not crooked. It's what stops people from doing things when they don't know to where they call it crooked and they write you off and think you're a scam and all type of crazy stuff.
Ignorance. They wasn't taught about it in the church, so they don't believe it. You know what I mean? If the preacher said they'll go the next day and open up do exactly what he said. But it's just that our culture, we listen to certain people. We don't listen to logic. We listen to what tradition. You know what I mean? What we've been told our whole life, and it's sad, but a lot of us are lost in that aspect. Yeah, because they don't understand money. It's so many different ways to accomplish a goal, man, and investments like, say, you buying property, real estate. To me, that's a sure shot. Real estate is a sure shot. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, you make the money when you buy, not when you sell. Okay. And what I mean by that is you have to buy at the right price. Okay. That's when you make your money. You don't make it when you sell it. So, property I got now that has done pretty well in the last few years, I bought it at a good price. It's not. I didn't make money because I'm selling it at a high price. Mm-hmm. I made the money because I bought it at a good price. Because if I bought it at a high price and sold it at a high price, I'm not making nothing.
Is that where they talk about buy low and sell high?
Yeah, buy when the market is down, and right now it's a seller's market right now because everything is so inflated right now. Yeah. But if you bought 2-3 years ago, 4-5 years ago, you're looking real good right now because we had a real estate crash a few years back and property values was down real low. Mm-hmm. And man, if you bought then, you smiling right now. Yeah, you're smiling right now
because the rates are up. Rates are up. Yes. I'm just looking within my community, and I'm seeing a lot of development going on, and it's just all it's doing is just raising the value of the community. And I think that that's good overall for people who are currently in their community because they have any equity in their home. They can take some equity out, put it into their homes, improve their homes, and bring it on up right along with the rest of the value of the other homes that's in that area. Mm-hmm. And the other development is also helping the value of their home as well. Mm-hmm. So it just all goes hand in hand.
Yeah. You just got to, when you're dealing with money, man, it's real easy to, it's real easy to make the wrong decision. It's real easy to make the wrong decision, but you just gotta do your homework. Yeah. Do your homework and just stay on top of the market and just make the right moves.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, man, it's been an absolute pleasure, a privilege, and an honor, a chance to have you on the Chase That Bag podcast. Man, you divulged a lot of important and educational information that I think could be extremely profound, prolific, and powerful for our community and anyone in general. So I just want to say thank you for allowing us to get a taste of that. Man, that was powerful.
Mm-hmm. Already, man. I'm happy to share the little bit of knowledge I do know, man.
Already.
I hope I can help somebody out.
That's important because when we share information, that's how we're able to help other people. If we keep it out to ourselves, we really can't be a blessing to nobody else.
Right on.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the purpose of this podcast and this platform, to be able to help educate people at the same time.
Right on.
Absolutely. Well, man, it's been an absolute privilege, a pleasure, and an honor, bro. Once again, I thank you so much. And you know what we do when we on this podcast, Chance?
What's that?
Man, we taste that bag, baby.
Already.
Bow.